Yes. So as he is saying that the rats had a constant traffic. That means there were quite a few rats, coming and going, running. This if you keep soap, they'll eat soap, or they'll run around, or they made their house somewhere, or they're staying somewhere, and the squeaking noise always, or they're doing something, whatever is doing. They sometimes don't harm your things, but if you keep something open, they might eat it. They eat up books, they eat up soap, they eat up shoes, they eat up socks. They try to destroy because they are hungry. They don't get food. So this he was saying. So he was feeling hot, so he went out to the veranda which he had and wanted to take some fresh air. But that day the wind god was also not available. He was on off mood. The wind god, actually the wind. So wind is also a god. So he said that it was that day's off day, he was not there. So he went back into his room, opened the box under the table, and he took out a book called the Materia Medica, and there was a mirror. So who does not want to look into a mirror, when there is a mirror beside them? So he was young and he was unmarried. He wanted to make sure he has a presence, when you stand somewhere and you make feel people that this I am here, so people understand that there is someone. If you're smart and good looking, even if you're not good looking, if you're smart, if you're up to date, if your hair and you're shaved and your nails are cut and your pants and shirt, everything is okay, tucked in, good shoes, clean, people will notice you. Okay, so looks doesn't matter. It's the matter how you wear, do things. It's, as I say always, it's not what we do, it's how we do it. So he was going into his dream. When you look into the mirror, we try to think a lot of things, get your hair tidy, okay, I hope I'm looking good. So, and then again he heard a noise from above. I took a close look at my face in the mirror and made an important decision. I would shave daily and grow a thinner mustache to look more handsome, as I was after all a bachelor and a doctor. You want to look handsome, to impress people, and actually girls. Actually, why is he single? He's wanting to get married, and he's a doctor. So girls, girls family and all. A doctor means great thing. I mean, God knows. I don't know. I don't go with that. It should be a good human being. I looked into the mirror and smiled. It was an attractive smile. I made another earth-shaking decision. I would always keep the attractive smile on my face to look more handsome. I was after all a bachelor and a doctor on top of it. Again came that noise from above. So there's a constant noise coming from above, which we still don't know about. But he's constantly looking into it and he's thinking, he's getting into that, he's getting into that swag. He's the confidence he's getting. I have to keep my hair, and he's made another decision. I'm going to shave every day and look smile, keep that smile, that smile on the face, so that I'm attractive and handsome. After all, I'm a doctor and a bachelor. Again, that sound came while he was thinking, he was trying to spend some time with himself. I got up, paced up and down the room. Walking up and down the room in a bit normal, walking much more faster than what you walk in normal in your room. Then another lovely thought struck me. I would marry. I would get married to a woman doctor who had plenty of money and a good medical practice. She had to be fat for a valid reason. If I made some silly mistakes and needed to run away, she should not be able to run after me and catch me. That's why she should be fat. With such thoughts in my mind, I resumed my seat in the chair in front of the table. There was no more sounds from above. Suddenly there came a dull thud, as if a rubber tube had fallen to the ground. Now suddenly he was walking around, wasting his time. He's thinking that I'm smart, I have to look smart, I have to shave it, I have to keep that smile, then I have to get married. And I want to get married to a woman doctor who has plenty of money and good medical practice, and she has to be fat, so that if I made some silly mistakes and needed to run away, so that she won't be able to run after me and catch me. A funny thing, sort of thoughts. But it differs from people to people. If you ask me my preference about having a wife or a girlfriend or something, I would give my own opinion. I don't like fat people. But sometimes, yes, very good people are also fat. It's all about the heart. It's like that. I'm always giving my example so that I'm not putting you into that example part. And I have few fat friends also. I was also once upon a time when I left my military. I was very fat. My girls used to, my friends used to, my colleagues used to call me a lot of things. I used to enjoy it, but then I got into it. I have to drop this weight. I was into this military, now I have stopped, so I have to control my fooding habits. I'm not working out so much. So then I changed myself. Time comes, again that mirror thing came into action. Mirror and some, when your close and your dear ones tell you that you please try to take care of yourself. That's what happens. So, but there was no more sounds. From above, suddenly he heard another sound falling on the ground, as if a tube, a tube or rubber, something falls on the ground, you come to know. Surely nothing to worry about. Even so, I thought, nothing to worry. Whatever, something must have, a rat must have fallen, something must have, a rubber must have fallen, I don't know. But I would turn around and take a look. No sooner I turned around, I saw a fat snake wriggled over the back of the chair and landed on my shoulder. Something fell. He heard the sound on his chair or on the ground, he thought. But a snake came up on the chair and it wriggled over his back of the chair and landed on his shoulder. The snake's landing on me and my turning were simultaneously together. I didn't jump, I didn't tremble, I didn't cry out. There was no time to do such a thing. The snake slithering around my shoulder and coiled around my left arm and elbow. The hood was spread out and its head was hardly 3 or 4 inches away from my face. Imagine the situation. Just imagine the situation, the snake curls up and it's put its foot up and it's looking at you like that. Oh my God, now neither I can jump, neither I can do. And if it's a poisonous snake, you move and it gives you. Babaji ka, that Kapil Sharma's thing will happen. So a snake curling around and looking at you like this and it's moving, snakes go with the movement and vibration. If you move, it's going to move. If you stop, it's going to stop. If you try to do anything, it will bite. So he didn't have time to do all that. Okay. The snake slithered around my shoulder, coiled around my left arm above the elbow here, and the hood was spread out and its head was hardly 3 or 4 inches away from myself. I would not be correct to say merely that I sat there holding my breath. I was turned to stone, but my mind was very, very active. The door opened into darkness. The room was surrounded by darkness. In the light of the lamp, I sat there like a stone image in the flesh. You'll die hard, your blood will become cold. My God, if I see a snake like that, it's dangerous. And a hood snake means that's a poisonous snake. It's a cobra, and cobra will bite means after the cobra the black mamba comes. But cobra for Indian killing is enough. 10 minutes or 1 minute, 2-3 minutes, something will be there. After that you will die. And it will give you multiple bites. It will not only bite you twice because it's already next to you. It's coiled up. As many times you move, it's going to bite you. And if a snake bites you and keeps holding and it turns its head, more and more poison goes in, because the fangs which are there, it has that injection type. It pierces inside you and the poison goes in. Now a snake bite can release lot of poison at one shot, or it can just bite you and leave you. Poison might not go in, but its teeth are always having that poison, so that poison fangs are there, it's going to affect you. But if it releases all the poison inside you, you are finished. No one in the world can save you. But if you are supposed to live, you will live. So next time I'll come back and we'll finish this, actually what happened. You become stone, you become still. Oh my God, what is happening? Snake. No sound, no movement. You are like a stone but with flesh. You don't know what to do. Your mind is working. The lamp is burning. Darkness in the room. Little bit light. What to do? No one there. Imagine the situation. Very nice story. So we'll get back in the next class and we'll do this. Okay. So Bye bye, see you, take care, and take care of yourselves, and stay home, stay safe, and do whatever you want after you do your studies. Bye bye.